Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm about to harvest some of our biggest butternut squash that we've ever grown, but I've got a bit of a confession to go along with that, and that is that I am really bad at managing compost. How does that go together? Let me show you. So here is our compost pile. We've got this metal tub as well as this wooden frame off to the side so we can have two areas, and I have not stirred it in a while, and from it we have a lot that has grown this year, and it has gotten out of hand. I really did allow it to get out of hand because I wanted to see what we could get. But yeah, we've grown some of our best butternut squash and tromboncinos in here. Let me show you some of those. So here you can see some of these butternut squash. We had no idea what was going to come up in here and how well it would do. Here's a tromboncino. Let it sit in here just a little bit too long. Here's a butternut. Huge butternut. Let me get that out of here. In fact, I'll just go ahead and let you watch as I just harvest as many of these that I think are already ready. Some of these are not quite ready yet, and I'll leave them a bit longer. But whatever's already turned color, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here so we can get it set aside. All right, so here's our haul. We actually found a pumpkin and a little squash over there. Got the butternuts aligned up top, and then tromboncinos here. And I don't know if this one maybe is a bit of a hybrid here. Looks a bit like a butternut, but also like a tromboncino, just a little stunted. So could be a hybrid easily because, again, we didn't plant any of these. They just came up from seeds from what we grew last year, and we grew both types last year. But I weighed these out, and the smallest butternut here is just under 5 pounds to the largest one over here is 8 pounds and 6 ounces. And the runner up to that is this tromboncino here, which is about 8 pounds, 3 ounces. So definitely some large hauls. We did have some 8-pound tromboncinos last year, so that's pretty typical for them. But our butternuts didn't get quite this big. I think we were closer to maybe the 6-pound range on our largest ones. So do I recommend gardening this way? Kind of. In some ways, when you got something growing and it might be good, you can let it go at least till you get the first bit of fruit coming on. You can see how it's doing. But it kind of depends on your style and your method. If you're doing different row gardening methods that are really tight spacing and you've got very specific desires, you may not really want to let this happen. But out here where it's just going to get into the yard and just keep me from mowing that much more grass, I'm all for it. And a little abundance from, nature finding a way has never hurt anybody. So if you're thinking about replicating these kind of results, I'd say just putting compost directly in your garden in large quantities where you're trying to plant things would work well, or even doing your compost pile in an area of the garden you're not using this year. And then anything that wouldn't be easily scraped up is right there in the garden for whatever you plant there next. So that could be another thought. So if you guys ever grown anything like this, just let it go. Let me know in the comments. And let me know what you think of these. I'm sure there are bigger butternuts out there, but for having done absolutely no work other than mowing less this year, we've got a great harvest. So I'm definitely happy about that. Thanks for watching.